Hey guys, and welcome to Gwent, the Witcher card game. My name is Jaggerous, and today I'm going to be showcasing a deck for you guys by this guy here called Shadoaze. Shadoaze is currently ranked 36 in the global leaderboard, but this is the deck that he or she used to hit 4,500 MMR first, so they got to rank 21 first, and also were number one on the global leaderboard at one point. So, that's their credentials, which I'm going to use to back up this deck, basically. And I'll have a link to Shadoaze's Gwent DB post about this deck in the description below. And this deck, like I say, it is a ranked deck. However, I'm actually going to be playing it in casual, because at the moment, the position you are in the ranked ladder dictates whether you can be invited to the Gamescom tournament. And so, in terms of my ranked play, I'm only playing decks that I've had a lot of practice with, and this deck I haven't really had enough time to get a lot of practice in. So I'll be showcasing it for you guys in casual, but this is definitely a viable ranked deck. And that is the Foltest 27 card deck. And this deck is very easy to recognize in ranked. If your opponent is playing Foltest and 27 cards, it's probably this deck or a slight variation thereof. And the gist of this deck is that we're going to basically use Foltest and Kidweni Sergeants to buff up all of our units, to give us lots of power, and then we're going to win a round with Reaver Hunters. That's the kind of the plan, basically. So Foltest, what he does is he boosts all of your loyal bronze and silver units in your hand and deck by 1, so these all gain 1. Then the Kidweni Sergeants boost by 1 this unit and all bronze loyal units with the same power in your hand, deck, or on the board. So we can use Foltest to boost all of our units by 1. Then Kidweni will boost all of the power 4s, which will be all of these 3s because they'll have been boosted by 1, so that makes them 5s. Then the next Kidweni will boost all of the 5s, which is all of these units, and these guys, because these guys will be 5s because they've been boosted by Foltest, into 6s, and then the next one into 7s. So we can actually turn all of these units and these 3 Dunbanner Light Cavalry into 7s if we manage to play all of our Kidweni Sergeants along with Foltest. And when we play a unit, like a Kidweni or a Temerian Infantryman or whatever, this will pull Blue Stripe Commandos from our deck. Whenever a different ally with the same power is played, this unit gets played, so this is going to thin our deck. We have 3 Temerian Infantrymen, which we can use to thin our deck. We play 1 and this plays the other 2. And we also have our 3 Dunbanner Light Cavalry. So the Dunbanner Light Cavalry, if your opponent is 20 points or more ahead, these actually automatically get pulled out of your deck. And if you've buffed them up to 7s, that's basically a 21-point play. And you can actually, try and encourage these to be pulled out of your deck using Thaler. Thaler is a spy, so you play it on the opposite side. And this allows you to draw 2 cards from your deck and keep 1 and shuffle the other back. And in doing that, you also potentially put your opponent too far ahead and pull your Dunbanner Light Cavalry out of the deck, which is nice. On top of that, we have our Reaver Hunters. Reaver Hunters deploy, basically, whenever you play a Reaver Hunter, it boosts all other Reaver Hunters, including itself on the board. So if I play this Reaver Hunter, it'll boost itself. Then if I play this Reaver Hunter, it'll boost itself and this Reaver Hunter, which will also cause this Reaver Hunter's effect to trigger the bond, and then it'll boost itself and this Reaver Hunter. And if you play the third one, this one will boost itself, this one, and this one. Then this one will also boost this one and this one, and then this one will also boost this one, this one, this one. Basically, there's lots of boosting going on. And what would make that even better is if you had a 4th Reaver Hunter, which is why we have Operator, because we can use him to replicate a card in our hand and then give 1 to our opponent. And giving your opponent a Reaver Hunter is only bad if they're also playing Reaver Hunters. Otherwise, you're just giving them 5 points, but you're getting a lot more than that. Then on to our silver cards. So silver cards, we have Death Mold. Death Mold you can use to spawn Rain, Clear Skies, or Alza's Thunder. Clear Skies is good against weather. Alza's Thunder is good for removing problematic cards like Okvist, for example. And Rain occasionally is useful, but typically is used for these 2 other cards. Margarita resets a unit and toggles its lock. Resetting a unit is massive. That can be really, really good if they have a highly buffed unit. And locking a unit also very useful. So she's just generally useful. We have Thaler, I've mentioned. Reinforcements allows us to play a bronze or silver unit from your deck. So we can use this to kind of find maybe a Reaver Hunter or Operator or whatever we need. We can use reinforcements to kind of find it. We also have the 2 Reaver Scouts, which I failed to mention. These you can use to play a different copy of a bronze card from your deck. So if I've played 1 Kidweni, I can then use a Reaver Scout to play another Kidweni and thin that out of the deck. So that's also an option there. Alternatively, with the Reaver Hunters, we can use the Reaver Scouts to find the Reaver Hunters, which is another play. And then last but not least, in terms of silvers, we have Olgierd. Now, Olgierd, the reason he's in this deck is that he gives you carryover, and carryover, basically, it stops your opponent from just dry passing round 2. So if round 2, often if your opponent's won a round, but they're behind in cards, if there's no units on the board, then your opponent often just passes, because it forces you to play a card which gives them, helps with the card advantage, and then moves into the next round. So that's why Ogyead is here, because it gives you something on the board, which means they can't just dry pass round 2, because if they do that, you just pass as well, because you've got Ogyead on the board. That's the kind of plan behind him. He's probably the one silver card that most people would change, and if you're going to change him out, you know, you've got plenty of options. Commander's Horn probably works quite nicely in this deck as a potential 20-point play, because obviously we're going to have a lot of units kind of together, though be careful of row stacking against Skellige for cards like Coral. Okay, so moving on to our gold cards, we have our good friend Geralt Igni here in all his premium glory. He destroys the highest unit on the opposite row, so he's just good for removing powerful units. He fits into any deck, and it's nice to have some removal, good against dwarfs, for example. We have Kira Metz, who's very, very versatile. She basically allows you to spawn Quen Sign, Epidemic, or Thunderbolt Potion. Now, Quen Sign, we can use this to shield a unit in our hand. Basically, gives all copies of it in your hand and deck a shield and boost them by 2. So we can actually use this on, for example, the Reaver Hunters to protect them and also give them a bit more power. Alternatively, we have Epidemic. We can use this to destroy all the lowest units on the board. So if your opponent has, like, you know, multiple units that are the same value, but that's the smallest one on their board, then Epidemic is good. And then there's also Thunderbolt Potion we can just use for the 12 points. So she's kind of situational in how you want to use her, and very versatile. Then we have Dandelion. Dandelion, we're going to be using him to boost some of our Reaver Hunters. Basically, we want it so not all of our Reaver Hunters have the same strength. And the way that we do this is through the way we play Operator and Foltest. Basically, if you Foltest before you Operator, what that will do is it means that these Reaver Hunters will have high strength and the one you have left over will have lower strength. So that's potentially a play you can make to make them different strengths. Similarly, Dandelion, we can buff some of the Reaver Hunters in our deck that will thin out later so that they're not all the same strength. And we can also use the buffs on Temerian Infantrymen to make them not all the same strength, or on Dunbanner Light Cavalry to, again, make them not all the same strength. So, again, quite versatile. And then last but not least, we have Dijkstra. Dijkstra plays the top 2 cards in your deck, so we give our opponent 3 points, which, again, helps towards the Dunbanner Light Cavalry, although actually it doesn't because we're going to play cards from our deck. I was going to say it helps towards Dunbanner Light Cavalry, but these only trigger at the start of your turn, so that's not going to work. But Dijkstra, we play him, and then we play 2 cards from our deck. So ideally, you play him once you've thinned your Temerian Infantryman. Or if you have no Temerian Infantryman in your hand, he's not too bad, because if he pulls 1 Temerian Infantryman, you play it, that'll pull all 3. And once you've maybe thinned the Blue Stripe Commandos and the Light Cavalry. And it's actually surprisingly effective, I would say. Anyway, guys, if you like this deck, hit that thumbs up button. Maybe go check out Shadoaze's Gwent DB post and, you know, rate that up positively as well. But without further ado, I'm going to jump into a game and showcase this deck in action for you guys.
Mead! Or mead! Crush those vermin!
Okay, so we're up against Bran, and Bran can mean discard, but it can also mean Axeman. In terms of our mulligan, we want rid of Blue Stripe Commandos and Temerian Infantrymen. We don't want extras of those, and then this Blue Stripe Commando. And we didn't get a Dunbanner Cavalry, which is always nice. Our hand is, you know, pretty nice here. We have Operator. We don't have Death Mold, which is a shame, because if it is discard, that's a bit awkward. Now, here is the question. The question here we have to make here is, do we want to make our Reaver Hunters different strength? And the way that we do that is that we play... we basically play Operator after we've played a Kidweni. The answer is, I don't know. Let's play Foltest for now.
Close ranks!
Foltest is a fine opener. You'll get buffed. And that's what, like, he's already saw there, that's 8 points in just my hand alone. Plus the cards in your deck that you're thinning. Like, Foltest adds up to a lot of points. Okay, it's discard, that's fine. We could lock that, which would make our life potentially happier. But, alternatively, I think we hold Margarita for when he plays his Pirate Captains. I think that's a smarter decision. So, let's just play a K20 Sergeant for now. And you can see that thins our Blue Stripe Commandos. If he does make too much of a power play, it's usually fine, because we can thin our deck with the Dunbanner, which is nice. So I'm not, you know, I'm not crazy worried here. If he does shoot us to pieces, we're going to thin our deck. So it's pretty much okay. Let's play Operator. And you can have a Reaver Hunter. Congratulations. And then out comes the leader. I feel like this is pretty much okay because of our cavalry. You know, they're likely to come out to play, so it's not hugely problematic. Morkvarg, you saw, just went into the graveyard. And Ceres. which if he, she basically comes back after 4 units are resurrected. So 21 versus 12. What we could do here is Thaler. If we Thaler, that'll thin them out, which isn't too bad, though it'll probably lose us the round, which is something to just be aware of. So let's play Thaler for now. And we will take... these are neither of these are good. We'll take the Temerian Infantryman because we can mulligan him at the end of the next turn. And the thing, if he passes here, we then get our 15 points of cavalry, which puts us on 27, which means we can then catch him in 1 card and win the round. So this is actually, it'd be quite good if he passes here, because we are exactly 20 points behind. He's thinking about it. And then if he keeps playing cards, we still thin the deck, so it's fine. Doesn't know what he wants to do. And this is kind of how you want to use Thaler, to put you, 20 points behind. I didn't actually do the maths. I was lucky that he played Morkvarg and War Longship, but... Actually, no. What do you mean I was saying I was lucky I didn't do the maths? I didn't do the maths, but you should have done the maths and worked it out. Like, the War Longship and the Morkvarg put us down enough that playing Thaler actually put us exactly 20 points behind. And then, I believe they should come out. Or maybe it's more than 20 points behind. I don't know. But this we won't be 20 points behind. So maybe we just pass. And then they come out? I don't know if they come out. They're not coming out to play. It's not happening. Who knows? Who knows, you guys? I clearly... This is why I'm not playing this deck in ranked, because I'm not familiar enough with all the interactions to feel comfortable with it. This K20 draw is really nice. We can get rid of a Temerian Infantryman, and that won't be too bad. You can go... There's a Light Cavalry. If at the start of your turn you have not passed and you're losing the round by more than 20 points. Oh, we were exactly 20 points behind. So we needed 1 more point. There you go. I thought it was 20 on the dot. I've always thought it was 20 on the dot, but apparently it's 21. He might just pass here. He's only got, he's got 2 points on the board, so I'd have to play something and then I'd be a card down. The smart decision would be to pass here.
Death holds no surprise.
Okay, not passing. Good for us. Let's play this.
Stand and fight.
Hey, and they will get buffed. I have completely misplayed this round. This is hilarious. This does happen. Like, I make a guide and then I just completely fuck the whole thing up. We probably look for the lock here, to be honest. Like, longships are annoying. And this deck doesn't have a lot of units worth locking, so let's just go for that. Like, discard isn't very high on the lockable units. Mostly they just have points. Although, actually, I was saving that for the Pirate Captain, which I said at the start and then didn't do it. Oh, Jaggerous, you're just not with it today. It's one of those days, you guys. It's one of those days where we apparently just can't actually record a deck guide. Not for love nor money. But never mind. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Come on, play one more. What we got? Resurrect. Probably another boat.
But she brooks no insult.
Do you think you'll get more than 11 points from the boat? That's the question. If you think you're going to get more than 11 points with the boat, then you resurrect the boat. If you don't think you're going to get more than points, then you don't resurrect the boat.
Get in the way of me axe.
Right, let's K20 it up. So clearly they didn't think they were going to get more than 11 from discarding. We're protected from Scorch by the 11 though, so, you know, and the 9, so this isn't too bad. And now all of our units are nice and strong, which means that our Reaver Scout, we can actually get 3 Reaver Hunters out, which is pretty good.
You wanna pass, you gotta pay.
He's discarding.
Get through elseways.
So what do we go for here? We probably just play Ogier, to be honest. We could play Dandelion now. Dandelion's not bad now either. Let's play Dandelion. It puts us ahead, which means if he passes, we pass, and then we don't lose card advantage. That's kind of what we're worrying about here. We buff a Reaver Hunter, an Infantryman. Maybe 2 Infantrymen? Or maybe 2 Reaver Hunters. Because I don't know if the Dunbanner Light Cavalry are really going to get drawn out. Although if he resurrects Ceres in a power play, then potentially they are, with the if he's playing the Pirate Captains. So actually I think it's not a bad choice.
Well, what is it?
So he's going to damage me by something that he discards. Probably a resurrecting unit, maybe. Or maybe another one of these, the skirmishers. Probably a skirmisher.
That's it.
Oh no, there it was. It was the resurrecting unit.
Careful there.
So he's 20 points ahead on the dot. Does you think he'll try and 2-0 us? So we can't catch him in one card. So potentially what we do here, we could play Temerian Infantryman, and that would be 7 and 7 and 10. That would catch him. Okay, we can catch him in one card. The question is whether we want to catch him in one card, or whether we want to try and force the resurrect. I almost think we want to try and force the resurrect. I'm tempted to play a Reaver Hunter here, just to play a low tempo play, because we can always find the other Reaver Hunters. The question is it worth it to try and thin the deck? This is what we have to decide. I think we just play this. There we go, we've caught up. If it was 21 points, you know, that would have been fantastic, because these guys would have been thinned out. It's always the 20 points, you guys. This Skellige deck is so mean. I would like to play Olgierd. If we could play Olgierd, that would be pretty good. That's our next play, if they keep going. The thing is, they probably will keep going, because against Reaver Hunters, you kind of do. You kind of want to keep going until they play their Reaver Hunters, but the problem is with this is it's a resurrect strategy, so you have to be a little bit careful on how you do it. And if they get too far ahead, it's all good, because we can... if they get too far ahead, it's all good, because we can thin our deck. That'll be a blood-curdling roar. Let's play Olgierd.
Death holds no surprises.
Death holds no surprises, in case you were unsure about the surprises that Death held. I don't think Dijkstra can... He says play the top 2 cards in your deck. I guess he can play gold cards. Normally it says including golds. This one does not say including golds, so I have no idea. We'll play this cavalry, but then he knows I have cavalry. But then if I play Dijkstra, he'd probably know I have cavalry anyway. And there's the pass. That's not really surprising. So we can play this Reaver Hunter, which will actually boost all of our other ones. Or we can play the Reaver Scout and pull a cavalry, but I think we just play this Reaver Hunter. Oh wait, no, that'll tie us. Shit, I don't want to tie. Yeah, so we're going to have to play this.
I told you so, you idiot. Finally.
It's not ideal, but it's not... We still have our Reaver Hunter strategy, and we have Dijkstra. So, it actually, this is not bad. We managed to not play Reaver Hunters, which is good. There's more fuck. Olgierd will come back as well.
Death
And his Olgierd.
no surprises.
There it is, but mine's premium. It looks way better. Death Mold. Death Mold gives us 7. 4 and 7. It's not bad. What could we get instead? A Reaver Hunter, a Reaver Scout, reinforcements, Igni, or Mets. I think we take the mulligan here. That is pretty good. That is pretty good. So we'll play this one.
This is no time to whimper.
If I trio them, I'm at risk of Igni. But does this deck typically play Igni? Normally it plays Ermion, Lugos, Ceres, and Ciri Dash. So potentially everything is Gucci. I don't think we Quen, because it's not that much of a damage deck. I think we would rather Thunderbolt Potion than Quen. Epidemic's not worth it because there's a 1. In which case we probably do want to go for the trio effect. Risk the Igni. I think it's probably okay. This is where there's no Reaver Hunters on the top of our deck. That is also the risk. He's going to resurrect that 15.
Let's not get in the way of me axe.
I almost want to let him get ahead here, but
Let's go.
it's definitely a risk. We'll see what he's got. Pirate Captains, probably.
He is here.
Ulderic. Okay, that's the Reaver Hunter, so he probably doesn't want that. All things considered. Let's play Kira
I feel honored. Truly.
into the Thunderbolt Potion onto the back row. That's not bad. That's a 17-point play. See, we're more than 21 points ahead of him. He just doesn't want to do it. But we only have 1 card and he has 4, so we'll see how it goes. Although this is technically 2 cards, right? It depends what we draw.
That's it. Good.
Oh, playing one of those is nasty. It's nasty.
Lots of prior experience. Worked with idiots.
That is a nice pull. We can half this guy, but if we half this guy, if we pull Igni, then Igni is no good. But I think we do it anyway.
No time to whimper.
Because we're not necessarily going to draw Igni. Reinforcements. Oh, we can get our last Reaver Hunter! Ain't no party like a Reaver Hunter party, and this is why we run Dijkstra, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we run Dijkstra. Please don't debomb me.
Is patient, but she brooks no insult.
Okay, you're going to resurrect 8.
You wanna pass, you gotta pay.
And you get Ceres, okay. I still have 63 points on you. Do you have 63 points?
That's it. Good.
I'm starting to think that they maybe do not have 63 points.
That may be
Oh shit! Oh shit! We still win! That is also the risk, Coral. Coral against, especially against deck thinning. I should have thought about that. Coral is definitely a risk in stacking rows. Yeah, maybe stacking rows was risky. But we still won, so it's all good. That was a mess. That was a complete mess. Right, I'm going to jump into another game and actually try and play this deck properly, as opposed to just, like, misplaying constantly. But this is why we weren't playing ranked, you guys. I'll be right back.
Close ranks.
Okay, let's try to actually use our noggin here and not be a massive bellend like in the last game. 3 K20 is fantastic. Reinforcements is fantastic. 1 Temerian is fantastic. Reaver Hunter is fantastic. Look at this hand. Oh my gosh. This is basically the dream hand. The only thing I would maybe like is Death Mold. But honestly, I'm absolutely fine with this. We're just going to go with this. This is such a nice hand. Opponent's turn, Harpies, or a, there we go, it's Harpies. I was going to say, or a Golem. So we can full test. Full testing is basically good because he wants to fog us, but he can't fog us until later. I think we probably play Operator here so that he fogs the middle row, and then we don't play units on the middle row. But if he fogs the middle row and gets far ahead, then that's where our units are going to land, so that's the risk. But I think I would rather he fog the middle row, because we probably won't get 21 points ahead. Like, this is kind of a low tempo starting card. There's Frost, okay. But I knew his plan was to weather the middle row, and by doing this, we've kind of made it so it's a bit safer, I suppose. And now we can play Kadweni.
Killed for less.
Maybe we should have dandelioned just so he was, you know, in a bit of a pickle. We're just gonna get super weathered. We could target draw Death Mold, which would actually wouldn't be a bad play. We're taking 4 damage per turn, so a target draw Death Mold's probably actually pretty good, I would say. Let's do that. Death Mold is out to party.
Your will be done, sir.
And he's gonna clear skies. The question is, how many hounds does he have? He might have another hound. But still, I think this is a better strategy. If you can clear 2 rows of weather, I usually feel like it's worth it. 1 row of weather on like an 8 is not such a problem. Oh, he's going for the power plays. This is pretty much okay for us, though, because if he gets too far ahead, you know, life's going to be bad for him. I'm just trying to think what the best plan is here. Like, Rain is starting to actually look pretty okay. That's the worst part. Like, Rain, you normally think Rain is terrible, but, like, we can't play Rain anyway because we use Death Mold. I'm always like, nah, Rain's not that good. This is a 10-point play. It'll put us on 29. I think we just make this play.
Stand and fight.
Stand and fight. Frightener. I think we just keep playing cards. Put this in the back row.
I killed for less.
Like, we're pretty far ahead here. This is where he would have played Trisbat by now if he had Trisbat. Sometimes they play Trisbat and buff all of their ones. The fact that we got Woodland Spirit round 1 is pretty good, because that's a tempo play. The question is whether he's playing Crones as well, because that's also a tempo play. This will be a Thunderbolt Potion. But we can Thunderbolt Potion the front row, to be honest, and that's pretty good as well. I mean, we could Epidemic all of the ones, but that's not really that good. So let's Thunderbolt Potion. And we'll do these ones. The good news is these 2 are off by 1 point, so if the fog hits this one, this goes down to a 9, and then this one gets hit, so it's not very good for Igni. You just Becca's Twisted Mirror me to a tie. That's cute. I think that was preemptive. He should know that I'm playing Reaver Hunters and not want to go for it.
With pleasure.
Right, let's Dandelion. So, we're gonna Dandelion a Reaver Hunter, a Temerian Infantryman, and do we go for both Reaver Hunters? Actually, let's do this Reaver Hunter. He's cool looking. I think we go for a Dunbanner Cavalry, to be honest. Like, it's a bit risky with the Reaver Hunters, although I just realized I've actually the order I played my cards meant that these guys are all 7s, both 7s, which is also a little bit concerning. Because then we don't have the big one to protect them. I'm gonna get weathered. He really wants this round. Okay, so let's Temerian Infantryman.
Come to Pappy.
I mean, I know that he has a 4-point Reaver Hunter, right? I don't think we want to commit any more to this round is the problem. I'm gonna get super lacerated. And then I take 4 damage from weather. Like, I don't want to commit these. Maybe we just Dijkstra. I think we have to. Like, this round is both teams have committed, so, you know, we kind of have to go for it. Oh, that was nice. But the 2 10s can be scorched. The 2 10s can be scorched. But that was still, you know, a 17-point play. He'll probably go for it. If I were him, I would go for it. He's a card up, though. Too much weather. Then what does he have left? What does he have left? Because he needs to have a win condition for like the subsequent rounds. And we have carryover, but then he has carryover too. So that's kind of, he might just dry pass. And then we're a card down. I think we have to pass here. This is not good. If we'd pulled the Dunbanner Light Cavalry, it would have been pretty good. We know that he has a Reaver Hunter. So we probably could have won if we'd full committed to the round. But if we full commit to the round, how do we win future rounds? But maybe we should have full committed to the round because then we can win future rounds another way.
A moment. I need to smoke.
Okay, Igni is probably not so useful, to be honest. The 3 Reaver Hunters are good, but I'm going to mulligan Igni. I just don't see myself getting value out of it. We can actually play 2 Reaver Hunters this round and play 2 the next round. That's also an option.
Don't recognize your old mates.
Okay, so that's good. We're ahead, which means if he passes, we're still good. Harpies into this,
But we're broke as
into
shit
this,
peddlers.
on a different row.
There's no time to whimper.
26. He'll probably pass. Caretaker. What are you going to caretake? Maybe he's going for the 2-0. Or he's trying to force me to play Reaver Hunters. But sitting with a 13 in hand's not bad. I guess you go Death Mold, right, surely? Okay, that works too, actually. I don't think it's as many points as Death Mold is. But, whatever.
There's no time to whimper.
Can you catch 45 with the 1 card in your hand? I don't think that you can. But he's going to carry over, what, like 4 eggs? Which is not so good. Not so good. What can we draw here that's going to make our lives better? I don't know, Margarita, I suppose. 16. We've got a 16. And we have Olgierd. And he drew a Reaver Hunter, Margarita. I think we have to stick with Margarita. The Cavalry are 7. Reaver Scout is not useful. Thaler is not useful. And Igni's probably not useful. Yeah, I think we're done. Our turn. Is he going to Scorch me? Is he going to Crones me? He might Crones me. Okay, he's got a Reaver Hunter in hand. We know that's a Reaver Hunter, which is 5 points. Is this a Scorch? It could be. I think we play Margarita first.
Gladly help
It's a safer play.
if I live to see it.
Don't recognize.
But then he can still Scorch here if he needs to.
This is no time to whimper.
Is it Scorch? Crones. It was Crones. Oh, painful. Painful. We maybe should have gone more aggressive on the first round. Look at that. Feels bad. Feels bad. I think it was close. I don't know. I probably misplayed it. I never get my Dunbanner Heavy Cavalry out. I swear. It's just, it feels bad. Anyway, that's the deck, you guys. Like I say, it's not one I'm well practiced with, so I probably misplayed a lot, but it's a fun one to play around with for sure, and it's definitely very interesting. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. Let me know what you think of Shadoaze's deck in the comments below. I'll have a link to his Gwent DB as well if you want to, like, vote it, like, upvote it, basically. You can catch me streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/Jaggerous, or you can follow me on Twitter @Jaggerous. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!